Okay. We're going to recap support resistance and trends a little bit later on. Those of you who haven't been here live or watched the previous recordings. By the way, thank you guys a lot for the support and the views. I don't know if you guys share the videos or whatnot, but we ranked #1 again because of that last video. So thank you again. I think that's what, 15th month in a row or something like that. So thanks a lot. So yeah, USD CAD 60 minutes here. Now, when we look at this, I want you to keep track of what's going on here. What do you see in this area here? Just that bit right there. What do you see? What's the detail that you can pull out of it? How would people read this? Is that an uptrend? Is that a range? Is that a downtrend? How do we decipher this information? Okay, we have a down, we have a turn, depends on what we look. It was an uptrend and now it's down. Okay, so all of these in one way or the other is the correct answer. Now, here's the thing. In trading, everything is based on perspective. Okay? But at the end of it, there is only one right answer. And that right answer is obviously reflected by our wonderful friend, the account balance, right? So when we see this as an uptrend. So those of you who say up are correct. And when we see this as a downtrend. Those of you who see that as a down is also correct. But would we have known that it's going to be an up and then a down? Now, generally, we like to use very technical stuff like, okay, if it comes here, support equals resistance. Okay, I get a fair idea that around here it should turn, right? Does everyone agree? Like, that's how we use trading in generally. It's like we use a technical analysis aspect and then we base all of our decisions accordingly. Now, what I'm going to teach you guys today is, okay, keep all your technical knowledge where it is. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm going to teach you how to read the market up until then. Now, does everyone agree that this is an area of support equals resistance right here, where I'm going to draw a little circle, little red circle? Yeah? Okay. When did the market start to pull back towards that support resistance? Starting from here, right? Where my purple arrow is, basically. Okay. I want you to watch this push that it does here before the pullback. Just this bit. You guys mind if I remove the big red circle? There we go. Okay, just this bit. Keep an eye on that, and you tell me, how was the movement up versus the retracement? Okay, strong. How much did it retrace? %20. Okay. Here's another thing to look at. In this whole thing, how many candles is that? 1, 2, 3, and then 2 to retrace. Okay. Prior to this up move, we had a down move. Look at how much that moved, how strong that was, and how many candles that took. This is how you use perspective between how strong is my seller, how strong is my buyer. So we see buyers coming in with almost the equal strength of the seller. He comes in. What does he do next? Now focus on this area. He gets stronger, right? How much does he retrace now? Very little. Use that in perspective on how the seller came down last time. That seller. Are we a stronger buyer or was that seller stronger? Buyer is stronger, right? Take that perspective into the next one now. What's the story now? Stronger. Now, what I want you to do now, instead of comparing it to the seller, now compare it to the buyers that you had earlier. Are we stronger than them, whoever started the buy? Right? So it's getting the movement is pushing harder and harder. That means strength is coming in. Now, if strength is coming in and we get up close to this purple line as support equals resistance, would you say that's pretty safe to sell now that we know this information? Or are we just simply saying, well, there's a line there, so if it touches the line, we sell it? No, right? That's too basic. If that was the case, then there would be no competition in the market. Everyone would be rich. Yeah, but how do we know what's a confirmation? It's a break below and a test? You mean right there? Like that? Okay, so there's various ways of doing this, right? Okay, a double top and a lower low. Okay, so if there is a double top and a lower low, here's the situation here, Joseph. You see the double top here, right? No higher highs. Then you see a lower low, which breaks, this last low here. Okay, all this confirms, and then we take that sell up here. But the whole point is, whenever the sell begins, the first move is always the strongest one. Now, why do I say the first move is important and not so much the subsequent moves? Why is the first move so important to us? Or to traders in general? Yes, the first move is done by the big players. I'm gonna put this all into perspective for you. Where is my paint? Where are you? I thought I had paint in here somewhere. Oh, yeah, I do. Right there. Okay. Can everyone see this white screen I have in front of me? Yeah? Okay. Let's say the market's moving down. Okay, and then the first move happens. Boom. Now, when the market was moving down right here, what do you think was happening? Everyone's selling, right? Obviously. And then the big move up happens, which is like, oh, okay. Then it starts to pull back, and then the next move happens. Let's say that's stronger. Okay, and then that pulls back. What do you think happens next? Weaker, up, slower, up. Okay, here's what I'm going to teach you guys right now. And this is going to solve many, many riddles in the market for you guys. So notice none of you guys said down. Oh, now someone has up or down. But notice none of you guys said down. Why? Because the structural visual for our eyes, it looks up. Was it up when you saw this? No. Was it up after you saw that? Okay? When you look at it in terms of perspective, when the first move happens, most people miss it. Think of it in terms of, like we say in the examples we gave at Forex Watchers, just think of it in terms of real estate. When the boom happens, the majority of the wealthy businessmen, they're in on it on the first move. Then the next move happens is usually, 20% of the public, which is some of your neighbors and this and that might make money. And then towards the end is when everyone else comes in saying, hey, I want to do this too. which is already too late to the party. And by the time they come in, that's what generally happens. Because if you notice the uptrend all the way up here, don't you think the whole world also notices that all the way up there? And if the whole world notices it's an uptrend by the time it gets up to there, isn't everyone buying? And if isn't everyone buying, isn't the name of the game 90-10? So why would the buy go up and the big boys share the money with everyone? Does everyone get a light bulb? Does that make sense? So your objective is to monitor as close to the beginning of the party. If you're monitoring towards the late of the party, which every system, every strategy normally does, if I have an MA drawn, when does my MA generally cross? Right up in this area, right? By the time my MA is crossed and everything, well, the move, most of the chunk of the move has already happened. You know what I mean? So then why are we attending the party very, very late? And that's where all the problems happen, is because people join the party after it's obvious. And when it's obvious, they don't realize it's obvious to the rest of the world. And if it's obvious to the rest of the world, then why would it go in that direction if the market is a 90-10 game? Okay? Very, very theoretical information I'm giving you guys today, and you can put everything into perspective immediately onto your charts. Okay?